Hi Calvin. I want to show you very quickly. If you go to your wiki and you go to Manage Wiki, and then you scroll down somewhere, probably to the Tools section, you've got Exports and Backups. You can actually export your wiki, so all of the things you've written on it will be exported, and you can do it as HTML. That's basically if you wanted to put your wiki somewhere else as a website, you could use that. You can export as wiki text, and you can export as a PDF. When you do this, you lose things like if there was a YouTube video in your wiki, well, exporting as a PDF is not going to keep that YouTube video. I think that these two options would keep it, but the problem with these two is that once you've exported as an HTML file, you need to have a way to put it back on the web to make it useful. So PDF is useful if you just want to read stuff on your computer, but these two options are used. I think wiki text might be useful if you wanted to put it on another wiki. I think that's how you would export it. And HTML is useful if you want to put it on a website, like a different website, like if you wanted to transfer your wiki onto some other kind of website. So all three have their strengths, and what I would recommend that you do is that you actually export them as all three types. That's one thing I would do. The other thing that I would do, and so that way with the PDF option you would have all the text you've written saved somewhere. But you still wouldn't have access to your wiki, and you may like it in wiki form. If you like your wiki in wiki form, you want to keep it, and you want it to be something you can access as a wiki, then if I were you, I would contact Wikispaces, and I would request that they transfer your private West Georgia wiki over to their public Wikispaces domain. And if they do that, they're going to ask you, do you want it to be public? That means anybody can edit it and see it. Protected, that means anybody can see it, but only you can edit it. Or private. Private would mean that only you can see it and only you can edit it, or people that are members. Private costs $5 a month unless you're using the wiki for K-12 teaching purposes. So if you are going to use your wiki as a K-12 teacher or K-12 K-12 role, then you can actually justify getting the free Wikispaces for K-12 teachers. And let me see if I can pull that up very quickly. Here I'm on wikispaces.com, and something you'll notice is that on their homepage, they're all about giving free, private, secure spaces to teachers. And the cool thing about that is when you use that service, you can actually create usernames for students, and you can make the wiki private and that kind of thing. So, and I just looked at your wiki, and you know what might be the easiest thing for you to do? It's a little bit of trouble, but it's actually not that hard, I don't think. It might be easier for you to just take your wiki and grab the things that you want off of it, and then go in here, get a Wikispaces account, go through as a teacher, if that's what your role is going to be, and that's how you're going to use this thing, and then just copy paste. Some things you might have to redo. You might have to embed the widget. You'll have to get the picture, like if you wanted Booker T. Washington on your page, that's something you would have to redo. Copy paste won't do that. At least from my experience it won't. So like this picture, this would have to be saved. So you could save image as, save it to your desktop, and then go back to editing. And once you get to your new wiki, let's pretend this is your new wiki now. You just go into edit, and you'd hit file, you'd browse, you'd upload, you go to that file, and get it back up there. So there would have to be some tweaking, but if you're willing to do that, that might be what I recommend, is that you kind of redo it. Plus, moving forward, do you really need all this stuff? I mean, maybe some of it you do. Maybe you want to keep it. Maybe you want to have a portfolio of some kind of maybe technical or educational activity to track your own learning. And that could be the purpose, and you might want to build on this. But if you're really going to use it for a slightly different purpose related to what you're related to your teacher role, then you might just ditch all this stuff. You might not even need it. Or you might archive it. I don't know. I'm trying to think. So I guess I'm asking a lot of questions here, and I don't really know what you're going to use the wiki for. But I would recommend that you either contact the Wikispaces people and have them move it over to a wiki on wikispaces.com, and or that you also, you know, make sure you export it in the multiple types, because that'll give you backups and that'll let you preserve your text that you have written. And that's probably the hardest thing to replicate is the text that you've written. Things like pictures and YouTube videos, those are hosted somewhere else, so you're not really going to lose that. Like this video of, you know, Will Smith. Is that Will Smith? Looks like him. That's on YouTube. You know, that's not really lost necessarily. It's your text that you wrote that's the hardest. I hope this makes sense. Send me an email to khewitt@gmail.com if you have any further questions or you want to talk about it some more. All right. Bye-bye.